Professor Ayona Datta, and I am a Professor in Human Geography in University College London. I'm also Principal Investigator of this project, Learning from Small Cities. Learning from Small Cities as a project came about as a response to the resurgence of interest in cities of the Global South. But there's also a gap in critical scholarship and policy making in which smaller cities and regional town centres have been really left out of critical scrutiny. So we wanted to learn from 3 small cities in terms of how we can make better and more resilient policies for the future of urbanization. We chose 3 small cities, Jalandhar, Nashik and Shimla, and it goes without saying that these 3 small cities are part of the Indian government mission of 100 smart cities. And in looking at these 3 small cities, we wanted to learn from them in terms of how they reimagine their future, how they govern new kinds of futures, and how ordinary citizens live with the changes that are brought about by these new reimaginations. So the first theme, imagining the future, looked at new kinds of policies, but also particularly new development projects, new infrastructure projects, and in particular, new kinds of projects that involved smart and digital technologies to prepare these cities for a smart urban age. In the second theme, governing the future, we looked at what this kind of reimagination of a smart urban age means for governing these 3 cities. And what emerged was the new kind of tensions that emerged out of decentralization and centralization, new tensions between local level governance and regional or even federal level governance. And their impacts then, therefore, on local level citizenship and particularly in transforming participatory democratic politics within these cities. The last theme, and perhaps the most important theme in our project, was living with the future. And we wanted to see how ordinary citizens live with the future that has been prescribed to them from above. How do they manage these prescriptions? How do they live with urban change? And what sort of aspirations emerge at the local scale as ordinary citizens live with these rapid changes? What did we learn in this project, and how do we learn from small cities in this project? One of the things that we learned is that the future is not just in the here and the now. The future has been made already through the long histories of colonialism, post-colonial development, and of course the tangible and intangible assets that exist in these smaller cities that are often neglected and made invisible in policy making. What we also learned is that ordinary citizens, when they cope and try to manage these changes at their everyday lives, also have to cope with huge structural inequalities that have existed for a long time. They have to cope with huge social disparities and social marginalizations that have also existed and sometimes reinforced as a result of these reimaginations from above. But the most important lesson that we learned in this project was that smartness has its own definitions at street level. Ordinary citizens create their own definitions of smartness, in which living with change becomes an everyday politics of and tactics of living their lives on a daily basis to survive, to become resilient, and to actually use these changes in aspiring for a better kind of urban future that is for themselves.